I'm going to tell you the 3 different types of travel points and how you can maximize each one. What's up, Wise Flyers? Welcome to another video. If you're new here and you want to learn how to travel anywhere in the world almost free by using credit cards and travel points, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss a thing. So the term travel points is kind of an umbrella term for 3 different types of travel points. And in this video, I'm going to show you each of the 3 types and the pros and cons of each one and how you can maximize them. The 3 types of travel points we're going to talk about in this video are fixed value, hotel and airline points, and transferable points. Let's start with our first type of point, which is the fixed value point, which in the name says it all. It is a fixed value for the point or mile. Let's use Barclay Arrival Plus Miles as an example. So with Barclay Arrival Plus Miles, 1 cent equals 1 mile. So that means 10,000 miles will equal $100. The value in these miles or points never change, they're fixed. So they'll always stay the same. You can't get any more leverage out of them, which is one of the cons because there's no way to get more value from the points. There'll always be the same fixed value. One of the benefits of using fixed value points for travel redemptions is that they are really easy to use. With the example of the Barclay Arrival Plus Miles, you would make a travel purchase on your Barclay Arrival Plus card and then go into your account, and you're pretty much erasing that travel purchase with the miles that you have. So it doesn't matter if it's a flight on Christmas Day or hotels or trains or anything like that, cruises, you can just redeem those points and erase that purchase. Super simple. By the way, if you want to apply for any cards mentioned in this video or any other cards with big sign-up bonuses, you could click the link in the description. And if you decide to use our links to apply through, then you support the channel and it's still free to you. Because fixed value points and miles are so easy to use and they're flexible, I recommend using them for travel purchases that you can't use to get more value. For example, you could get a lot of value with airline miles and hotel points, which I'll get into in the next segment. But if you're going to use fixed value points, I recommend doing it for something like Airbnb or maybe a cruise or something that you wouldn't normally use airline miles and hotel points for. Personally, I love using fixed value points for Airbnb purchases. So when we use Airbnb all over the world, I'll just use a fixed value point card such as the Barclay Arrival Plus or the Capital One Venture Miles. The next type of points are the traditional airline miles and hotel points, which are issued by the actual airlines and the hotels. The way that the airline miles and hotel points would work is that you would use your airline miles for the airline that you have the miles with or their partner airlines, and then you could use the hotel points for the hotel award nights that you have the hotel points for. Booking award flights and hotel nights can be very complicated because each airline and hotel loyalty program have their own set of rules regarding how many miles you need for a certain flight, depending on the region it leaves from, the region it's going to, and each airline has its own set of regions too, so there's no set guidelines for all of the airlines. They each have their own set of rules. With airline mile programs, some programs are distance-based, some are region-based. So for example, British Airways is an example of distance-based. So if you want to take short-haul flights within the US, they measure the amount of distance it is from one airport to the other, and that's going to determine how many miles it's going to cost. An example of an airline miles program that's region-based would be Aeroplan out of Air Canada. So for example, it depends on where the region starts and where the region ends. To give you an example with Aeroplan miles, if you were to fly from the US over to Europe, it doesn't matter where in the US you would depart from. So it could be from New York or Los Angeles on the other side of the country, and it's still the same amount of miles to get to Europe. I give a great example of how to use Aeroplan miles from New York or LA to Paris for only 57,500 miles and $7 in taxes. If you want more information on how to book those type of flights with Aeroplan, you could click the link above. So as you see, airline miles could be a lot more valuable than fixed value miles in certain scenarios. So with that business class flight from the US over to Europe for only 57,500 miles, if you were to use fixed value points, that the 57,500 miles would be $575. Now, with that business class flight to Europe using Aeroplan miles, that's thousands of dollars right there. So you see the difference in how to leverage airline miles compared to fixed value. And these same concepts apply to getting hotel award nights with hotel points. You get a lot more value with the hotel points compared to fixed value points. The only problem when using airline miles and hotel points is that you are subject to availability. So if you want to use your airline miles for award flights and the flights that you want don't have any award availability, you're out of luck. You can't book those flights. Same goes for hotel points. If you want to book a hotel award night and the hotel has zero availability, like let's say it's a holiday or something, you can't book those award nights with the points. So then that usually brings up the common dilemma of when to use points and when to use cash. I have a great video on that of 3 ways to decide whether or not to use points or cash. And the third type of travel points are transferable points, which in my opinion are the best type of points. The reason why is because they are so flexible and you have a lot of options of what to do with them. Some of these transferable points can be used as fixed value points, but you won't get a lot of value when using them as fixed value. You get a lot more value if you transfer to airline miles or hotel points. And because of this flexibility of being able to transfer your points to different programs, that's what makes these transferable points so valuable. And 3 examples of transferable points would be Chase Ultimate Rewards, American Express Membership Reward Points, and Citi Thank You Points. Each of these programs allow you to transfer to several different airlines and hotels to get the most value out of your points. One of the reasons why I really like transferable points is if you want to take a trip somewhere, you could actually look at different airlines to see which gives you the best value for those flights, and then you could transfer to the airline that gives you the best value, rather than being stuck with airline miles and you only have one choice of airline. And because airlines are constantly devaluing their miles program, having your points in transferable points, you have the flexibility to not have your miles devalue on a regular basis if you don't have any trips planned. So if you don't have any trips planned for a while, keeping them as transferable points gives you the best options and won't devalue your miles and points. My favorite transferable points are Chase Ultimate Rewards, and I think anyone will agree that they are the best in the industry because of their flexibility, and it's always a 1-to-1 ratio no matter what airline you transfer to or hotel. And currently there are 3 credit cards that give you the Chase Ultimate Reward points. Those are the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the Chase Ink Preferred. So with either of those 3 cards, you could use your points and transfer them over to airlines and hotels. I think the top transfer partners would be United, Southwest, British Airways, and Hyatt. When it comes to travel points, there's no one type of travel points that you should get. I think they all have their benefits depending on your specific travel goals. If you like this video, share it with someone who would benefit. And if you want to watch more videos just like this, you could click any of these links over here, and I'll see you in the next video.